J Street. It's wonderful to be with all of you, albeit virtually. I can't wait till we can all be together again physically in community. But it's good to join you in this virtual community. And it's so important that we're maintaining and, even fostering new connections of community in the midst of it all. This year has certainly reminded us how important community is, that we preserve it, that we build it, that we lean on it. I want to thank each and every one of you for the collective care and the mutual aid, the community, the unprecedented community that you've demonstrated in the midst of unprecedented times, which have wrought unprecedented hardship and trauma. And through it all, not only have you been good neighbors, good community members, you've continued to do the work of building a more progressive and just world. And I thank you. I don't know about you, but I find myself speaking in paradoxes so often because in this moment I feel connected to a sense of deep and abided hope while holding equal space for persistent and deep trauma. This past year, we have pulled each other through. We have grieved immense personal and collective loss. So many of us have had to say goodbye to loved ones through a screen. To keep each other safe, we have had to forego the comforts of hot meals left on doorsteps and shared spaces with loved ones. We have shouldered the burden of perpetual fear for our health, fear of the loss of family and friends, fear as the bills pile up. And through our TV screens and in our neighborhoods, we have layered on top of all of this, been besieged by the tragedies of injury, harm, and loss of life caused by white supremacy, anti-Semitism, police brutality, and violence. But in the face of great adversity and harm, we have been reminded of our shared humanity. Daily, we have been reminded that our destinies are tied. And so we cannot turn a page or round a corner. The losses we have suffered are immense, but so too is the collective strength that we have summoned, that we have found. I have long counted the J Street community among my partners and collaborators because you have built an organization and a movement that does not shy away from difficult conversations. You've committed yourself to the pursuit of social justice, the work of building shared understanding and advocating for policies at home and abroad, policies that recognize the challenges we face and the opportunities that abound when we are intentional about building a more just and inclusive world. I often remind my colleagues in Congress of the broad and diverse issue-based coalition of advocates and voters that have delivered us this powerful governing moment. Truly, the most marginalized made this moment possible. Folks from every walk of life who've given us a mandate, a decisive mandate to legislate our values. J Street, you're a part of that. The movement met the moment, and now we must deliver with an approach to legislating and governance that is compassionate, bold, unapologetic, and intersectional. J Street, I am grateful. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for your partnership and for your advocacy for the Biden administration to embrace a foreign policy doctrine that centers the humanity and dignity of all people, one that repairs the damage done the past 4 years and beyond. I'm grateful for your clear calls for vaccine equity and voting rights, and an approach to policy which centers the most marginalized by what I would characterize as policy violence. In this moment, we are all called upon to confront the shared threat of organized white supremacist violence and make plain the need for true accountability. There can be no healing without accountability. Undoubtedly, you have been clear and purposeful as we have faced these challenges alongside one another. I thank you for your partnership. I thank you for being co-conspirators in the work of peace, of equity, of justice, of healing. I thank you for your contributions to community, for your caretaking, for your advocacy, and for your partnership. Our work of building a more just and progressive world continues, and here's the most important part, together.